Jackson Systems would like to thank you for clicking on this training video. This training provides an in-depth look at the White Rodgers Sensi thermostat. Jackson Systems offers this and many other White Rodgers products. If you'd like more information or have questions about this training or other trainings that Jackson Systems provides, call us at 888-652-9663.
All right, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody online. Joining us tonight is Brian Howell from White Rodgers, talking about the White Rodgers Sensi Wi-Fi thermostat. So take it away, Brian.
Hello, everybody. Got everybody here, everybody online. Tonight we're going to be talking about the Sensi Wi-Fi thermostat. So Sensi is a Wi-Fi programmable thermostat, and it's simply the combination of sensible and simple. So that's where the name Sensi comes from. So what we've tried to do is make a very easy, affordable Wi-Fi thermostat for everyone. So we're going to get into a presentation. We're going to have a couple videos. I'm going to show you the thermostat and the packaging. I'm going to provide you some resources that you can use. And at the end we'll have some time for Q&A. So I'll get started with this presentation here first, and if anybody in class has a question, just let me know. So, are we connected? Thank you. So as many of you may already know, Wi-Fi thermostats are gaining popularity quickly. Emerson, White Rodgers did a survey. They're showing that Wi-Fi thermostats are the most important connected home products. So they're just showing it in the first bar there, and it's hard to read, but that's the temperature control there on the left. So they're just showing the importance, referencing technology and how it changes. So they're referencing when you used to have to change your TV remotely. Now it's kind of like a remote control for your thermostat. Back up one there. So Wi-Fi thermostats, they're growing fast, and lots of you may have already seen that, but the majority of the sales are coming online. So as you can see on the slide, only 1 in 10 of the Wi-Fi thermostats being installed are by a contractor. That means the rest of them are purchasing it online, doing it themselves. There's lots of brands out there that really help a homeowner get that installed. So what we want to do is make sure that we're not missing out on our piece of the pie. So that's what our whole goal with this thermostat is. That's the sensible and simple. We want to make it easy for you. We want to make it easy to connect. We want to make it easy for the homeowner. We want an easy application to use. So we want to make sure you're getting your pieces, and we're going to have the tools to help you do that. So we've been on the market for over a year. We've been the #1 rated thermostat on a survey for quite a while. We have consistently been the #1 selling Wi-Fi thermostat now for about 7-8 weeks. So we're consistently outselling the others. So the combination of being, a high rated and a high selling thermostat. So Sensi thermostats have gained a lot of traction. Lots of them are getting installed in the market, and you'll see why when we go through the different features on how easy it is. But you'll notice, and if anybody has installed them, you'll notice how easy they are to install, the contractor features, and we have really great support, which I'm going to help you get a document, show you where you can get a document to help with that support too. So on our thermostat, there is no C-wire required. We can run off of 2 AA batteries. So you have a Wi-Fi thermostat, no C-wire required. It is 4 heat, 2 cool, has a humidity sensor, auto changeover, the normal features you'd get in a you'd expect in a high quality thermostat. The mobile app, there's no cost. It's free to download. You can download it on the App Store or the Play Store, depending on what you're using. The app is going to show you the step-by-step installation, show you where you can get your support. It does show the local weather. So on the app, you're going to see the local weather, so you can see what Sensi's reading. So all that's right on the app. The thermostat's going to look and feel like a standard thermostat. So when you get it out of the box, everything's going to be simple. I'll show you the back plate. I'll show you the thermostat. But it's going to be just like what you guys are used to seeing on a day-to-day basis. Where it's going to differ is when we connect it to the Wi-Fi. So we'll go through that. It's a simple process, but that's the difference there. The unique features of Sensi is that you can still control your system even if you have a problem with your Wi-Fi. If for some reason the Wi-Fi at your home gets disconnected, the thermostat can still be controlled. You're not losing control of the thermostat, you're just losing control of the remote portion of it. And that's a unique feature. A lot of people, when you lose your Wi-Fi, you lose control of the thermostat. Obviously connects with a smartphone. So we have up to 4 stages of heat, 2 stages of cooling. This is a dual fuel thermostat that uses logic, uses an algorithm, so there's no outside sensor. So that's an important piece to note. So you won't have your outside sensor, it's going to use its dual fuel based off the algorithm. You can do multiple thermostats. So if you've got an application, if you have a home or if you have a business that has multiple thermostats, you can control multiple thermostats on the app. There's a spot on the app where you will name the thermostat, and it's going to display them in alphabetical order. You'll just simply scroll through, tap the one you want, and then that will be the one you're controlling. You can do up to 250 thermostats on one application. So you can do a pretty large project, and it's the same cost. There's no cost, on any of it. So if we've got customers using them in apartment complexes. If you have large homes with multiple systems, it works very easily for something like that. When you have 250 of them on one application, sometimes people will use the web portal, which is just on your PC, just because it's a bigger screen. You have to scroll through. You have to scroll through more on the application, but there are applications to that. You can do multiple schedules, up to 9 schedules, and you can have it on multiple devices. So if you want to have it on your phone, if the wife wants to have it on her phone, so whoever you would want to have it, it would just be when you log into the account, it'll populate that information, and then they'll have control over the thermostat or can view the thermostat as well.
Will these work with the zoning setup?
Um,
I've got several customers that have 2 or 3 zones.
yeah,
One
on a zone.
furnace.
Yeah, and you would be able to do that as long as it matches up with that zoning system. I would certainly think with Jackson's zoning system. So the question is, can you use it on a zoning system? So as long as it's not thermostat specific on the zoning system that you're using, the answer would be yes. Yes, you can use it on a zoning system because it's going to work just like a traditional thermostat. It's just that when you go to the app, if you have a 3-zone system, you'll have 3 thermostats on that app, so you just label it, basement, first floor, second floor, or however your zoning system's set up. So yep. And for the commercial applications and potentially a few home applications, we do offer keypad lockout, and it is simply on the app. There's a spot, and I'll show you here in a little bit where you do that, but there's simply a spot that you'll turn the keypad lockout on. You get a lock on the thermostat, which you can see, and that it's difficult to see, but on the right side there to the right of the 72 degrees, it's a little padlock. It shows that thermostat's locked out. So when you have it locked out all the buttons are locked out. So you're now controlling the thermostat with the app. So if you're using it in a commercial application, you want to control the temperature, you can lock that space out and it kind of becomes a temperature sensor at that point. And if you want to give them control again, it's simply on the app, you just simply unlock it. So this is going to alert your customer whenever there's a problem. So you can see the alerts, but if you have a high home temperature, low home temperature, a loss of cooling, which is if it goes 5 degrees above set point or 5 degrees above set point for heating, or high humidity, it's going to send an email message to the homeowner. So when we do the app, part of the login process is entering that email address. So the email address you use, it's going to get an email to that address. So you're going to get an alert through that. And that's where it's going to get important, where we'll want to get your contractor information in so that way they know who to call. So I'll be showing you how to do your contractor information here shortly. So we've got the benefits for the HVAC contractors. This is your branding. I'm going to show you how to get your branding in. We actually do that. We actually log. We'll have a different website. We'll go to that website and I'll show you how to get your contractor information in. But once you have your contractor information in, it doesn't show it here, but when you have your contractor information in, it is going to, if anybody's searching for a Sensi and they're looking for the contractor to do it, whoever's closest to you, it's going to populate your information. So there's a big benefit to getting your contractor or getting your brand registered here. So it's a very simple process. You can load your logo, and I'll show you the page on where we're going to do that. So this is just a table just showing you the steps. So first thing we want you to do is get registered, get educated, which you're doing right now, and get ready. I'm going to show you the promotional materials that we have for Sensi, and then the start selling, which is going to be your responsibility. So one of the things you're gonna see is every person you connect on any Sensi customer you connect between now and the end of the year, you get registered to win monthly prizes. So I recognize it's getting close to the end of the year, may get extended next year. I haven't heard one way or the other, but for everyone you register, you can win prizes. So I think there's a slide that shows a little more of that. So more on the branding. I'm going to show you on the website on where we can do your branding. So not a lot there. We do have YouTube instructional videos. If you want to watch the videos, you can get more information there. E-learning. The e-learning website will actually walk you through the videos. It'll have tests, so if you want to set up your group or team and then test their knowledge, it'll actually put a test and it'll email who the administrator is. So if you set that up, and then you're doing the in-person training here now. And marketing support tools, I'm going to show you a different spot where we can get these marketing tools here. So we do have some pretty good tools to help you get started. We do have high-res images on the website. So when you're at emersonclimate.com, which will link you to White Rodgers, you'll find high-res images. So if you want to use the images on the website, we're showing you how to do it in this particular slide. So if you're potentially doing a Wi-Fi thermostat promotion, you can steal that from not really steal that, you can take that from our website, put it on yours, and then you'll have a high-res image. And if you want to do a promotional price or some type of promotion, you can run that right off your website.
Did you know that Jackson Systems imprints thermostats with your actual logo? We can imprint our own line of thermostats as well as imprint nearly all other major brands. With a minimum order of 6 thermostats of the same model, the imprinting of your logo and phone number is absolutely free. Typical turnaround time is the very next day, and shipping is also free with an order of $100 or more. Jackson Systems, Controls done right.
The start selling page. So part of Sensi, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to make this experience quickly. We want you to be able to get a thermostat installed, up and running quick. So the average install time is less than 30 minutes. It is priced lower in the marketplace than many of the Wi-Fi thermostats. There have been some others that have come out, but at the time we were the lowest priced one. Now there are some others that are lower, but we do have additional features that a lot of those lower ones don't have. So what we're trying to do is we want to make sure that customers aren't scared off by the price of the technology. So so that's part of it there. They're mentioning that every non-Wi-Fi thermostat is the potential for an upgrade. So if you go to a customer and they don't have a Wi-Fi thermostat, not everybody is waiting for the thermostat to fail like it used to be. It used to be the only way to get a thermostat replacement is if the old one failed. Now you have a feature where you can actually upgrade them, give them additional benefit, and you'll have an upgrade without a failure. So, and got the top 10. So they're giving you the top 10 reasons. Installs like a standard thermostat, connects with a smartphone. Remember, no C-wire needed. Complete control for any customer. No follow-up calls. With the contractor branding, we're trying to get you repeat business. That's the reason why we're letting you do that contractor branding on there. We want you to get the repeat business. We want, if there's a problem, that they know who to call. Obviously, we're promoting your business, reputation, grow your thermostat sales. But, the number one reason is now you don't have to wait until the thermostat's failed for an upgrade, so you have potential there. With Wi-Fi, we're giving, you have an opportunity to differentiate your business. There's going to be a lot of people still that will trend away from the non-Wi-Fi product, but if you're one of the contractors offering something, it's something that customer wants. It gives you the ability to differentiate them because you're providing a service that maybe somebody else isn't providing. So it's a little bit, you can differentiate yourself maybe from some competitors, increase your add-on sales a little bit. So investing in the future. They're showing how you'd increase your profits because a standard thermostat is a lower cost. They're assuming that you're going to put the same multiplier on a lower cost thermostat as you are a higher cost thermostat, and in that case you're going to increase your margins. So it's going to take you the same amount of time to install it. You're going to get a higher cost per ticket, so it equals more dollars in your pocket. But really, though, it gives the customer an additional benefit, though. The Wi-Fi thermostat, once you start using it, it is pretty handy to have. If you're on vacation, if you travel at all, you can check. You make sure that the home's always heated and cooled. And that's pretty much the end. That's the last slide there. So they're just mentioning that it's a journey. So showing home automation's not a fad. It's something that's changing. It's something that all the forward people thinking companies are going to be doing. There's lots of connected product. I mean, I'm not telling you guys anything you don't know. Everything from garage door openers to light bulbs to cameras. So people are connecting their homes. So we're just making sure that everybody's getting their fair share, and we're trying to make sure we have it on the thermostat side. So that is the end of that presentation there. So what we'll do, I want to show you what you will actually get with the Sensi thermostat, and then I'm going to start showing you some of the tools. But I just want you to see what we get. So the first thing you get is you get a box, and we tried to make this box stand out on the shelf. The reason why most of our boxes are half this size, but we're giving you a little bigger presence. It's after this clean look. We want to make sure that customers notice it while it's on the shelf. And you'll notice that we do have the Simply Sensible right on the front because, that's the big push on it. We want to make sure that people know how simple and sensible this is. So when you open the box, you get another box. you open that box, and that's where all the good stuff happens. So one of the things you're going to notice right out of the bat is there's this black card. I don't know if you guys have seen this before or not, but this is the important part here. If you lose it, it's not the end of the world, because this same number is on the back of the thermostat, but this is your security code. This is what you're going to enter when you connect it to Wi-Fi. So we give you the card so you don't have to take the thermostat back off the wall or find something to write the number down on. So you'll see the card, you'll see the thermostat. You're going to get labels and these are for labeling the wires of the old thermostat. A lot of contractors really aren't going to need this, but this thermostat is designed for the most entry-level installer. We're trying to make sure that every member of your team can install this thermostat, so you will get these. We do give you your screws and your back plate here. So when you look at the back plate, you'll notice it does have a level built in. I don't know if you can see that, but the level's already built into the back. You do get an RC/RH jumper, which you'll notice it's already in. So if you don't need it, you can clip it. There's a PSW and a PSY jumper here as well. That's for future and not being used at this time, but sometimes I get a question on what that is. Your wiring does come through the center of the back plate. So when you install the thermostat on the wall, it's so you can make sure you cover as much pane as you can. And we do have a larger back plate, so if you come across a large thermostat, you just get the larger back plate if you didn't want to do any wall repair. But it's pretty normal size, so it covers the bulk of what you're going to come in. So that's your back plate, your thermostat, which is pretty standard on the controls. And we'll switch over to this one here because it is powered up. And that's our transformer. And probably, I don't know if you'll be able to see this online or not, but you guys can see it here. But it's simply, everything is menu driven. So your menu is here. This is how we're going to get to our wireless setup here in a little bit. So what we're going to do is that menu and that connect, you'll see that. That's when we'll get to the connected part. So that's the part you'll really need to know. But for right now, everything else is just standard. Your standard up and down on your call for heat. I don't know if you can see that there. And then your modes, that's your heat cool off button, your fan on off button, and then your schedule, because this can be 7-day programmable, or you can run no schedule, however you want to set it up. So that would be your schedule right there. So I want to make sure you saw this too, because this is going to be the part that when you go to connect it, you will push this menu button and this connect button, and you want this Wi-Fi signal. And this Wi-Fi, it's broadcasting a signal right now. So if your smartphone, if you went to the settings on your Wi-Fi in your smartphone, you will see this signal, and that'll be when you connect that, when you go to connect it. And then that's where that black card comes, and you need your password. So we'll go through that in the app again, but I wanted you to kind of see the thermostat up close just so you could see what we have. I can leave these here with you guys so that way we can take the batteries out of this one, or take the tag out of this one. You can mess around with it. So if you want to mess around with it, you're more than welcome to there. So for everybody that's here tonight, they're also getting a couple of additional tools. This is the brochure, and it is available on the website. So when you go to emersonclimate.com, White Rodgers, you'll click on the Sensi link, and there will be literature. So you can print as many of these off as you want. If you need something for the homeowner. There's a better way to do it though, so I'm going to show you how to do that here in a little bit. But these guys have them here just because they were here. And then this part here, which this page here is awesome. This has everything you need to know about the Sensi and the product support on it. So I'm going to show you real quick where you can find it, because this page is hard to find. So I'm just going to go to my web browser, and we are going to go to, I'm using Google, and I typed in Sensi Wi-Fi Contractor Resource. So if the people online are doing that, we'll give them just a moment to catch up. But I did it from Google. Sensi Wi-Fi contractor resource, which you can see at the top there. And then on the PDF, which would be your third one down, if you select that, you could print a copy of this out and you'll be able to see it better. But we're going to blow this up so you can see it here. So we have a thermostat overview, which you can see in the upper left corner, which we've kind of done that. Should have everything you there. An overview of the mobile app, the getting connected. So the app is free. You just go to the App Store or the Google Play Store. You'd want to download this app. If you're going to install one for the first time and you're going to the homeowner's house, you would really want the homeowner to download the app because you're going to want it on their device. So you would have them download it. And the other thing I always mention is make sure that they have their router, their Wi-Fi password when you get there, because that is always the longest part of the installation is getting their password. So if they have it when you get there, that's going to save you time. So make sure you get that. The very next thing we need to do, you'll see about the middle of the page, is the contractor branding, and that is sensiregistration.com. So we want everybody to sign up on that. I'm going to go to a different page here because I'm already on that page. So if you go to sensiregistration.com, this is the page you're going to see, and this is where you're going to register. It's a little washed out on screen, but if you're online and you're going, it is very simple. All you're going to need to do is you're going to enter your email address, and this will be the email address that you would want any information to go to. So you probably don't want to use your personal email address. You probably want to use your business address. And whoever's going to administer the Sensi account, so if you have somebody dedicated at your business that does that, you probably want to use theirs. You'll put in the first and last name of whoever's going to be the administrator on the account. And if you want your website information to be posted, which I would think you would, I would put that in there as well. You have the option, if you want to be on the Sensi Contractor Locator, I don't know why you wouldn't. Anybody that is looking for a Sensi and needs somebody and they're looking for a contractor to install it, if you're closest, we're going to recommend you. So I would fill that out. The next part is your contractor information. It's not letting me scroll all the way down, or your company information. So you'll just put in your phone and address, and you'll click your next. And it does take 24 hours. We do make sure that you're a legitimate contractor. So after you submit it, there's a team that makes sure that you're a legitimate contractor, and they will, once you're approved, you'll get an email confirmation, and you'll get full access to the contractor portal. So it's very, very simple to do. It only takes, a couple minutes. So when you get a time, sensiregistration.com. So that's your contractor branding. We're going back to this page here, the Sensi Wi-Fi Thermostat Contractor Resource. It does have an overview of the alerts that a customer would get. So you may forget, they may ask what alerts it'd be. It's the same ones we talked about earlier, the high home, low home, the high humidity, the loss of heating, loss of cooling. Next is going to be custom literature, and I'm going to show you on here. We're going to, I've skipped ahead a little bit, but if you go to emersonclimate.com and click on White Rodgers, you're going to get to this page. So what we're going to want to do is we want to create some personalized literature. So that's why when I said earlier, you could download this brochure, but this is more of our brochure than your brochure. And it didn't go for some reason. We'll try again. Create. So now you can create one that is specific for your company. So since we're doing Sensi tonight, we're going to pick the Sensi, but we have it on multiple products. And we're going to do a new Sensi. And what you can do is you can personalize this. So if you want to insert, we're not going to do all of these, but we'll do your company name, which do you want to use one of your company names and pop it in, or I can ABC. So ABC Heating, and submit. And ABC heating is going to be popping up on here. So when we get done and when we get all the way done to the save changes, you'll be able to have ABC heating. It's that simple. So you'll have your name, logo. You can have a personalized saying. If your company has a saying, you can put it on there, and you can put a price. So what contractors are doing, what a lot of contractors that are doing that are having success selling this, they're printing these out with a price. And we don't need a C-wire, so it's easy to cookbook price ours. And what they'll do is when they're going out for a service call, a maintenance, whatever you're there for, the technician just simply greets the person, tells them that, you know, they're there to fix the furnace. I've got a brochure on a connected product that a lot of people have been asking about, and I'm going to leave with you. If you have any questions, let me know. I do keep them on your truck if you have any interest. Go take care of that repair, and if they're interested, they'll let you know. So contractors are having a lot of success that way. The other way that contractors are having a lot of success with connected product is with the new system. They're either giving the homeowner you either get a connected thermostat or you're getting a non-connected thermostat, you know. So our Easy Reader, which has the big display, is very popular because typically people that don't want a connected product on a new installation want something with a big easy screen. So a lot of people are using that Easy Reader as their non-connected and the Sensi as their connected. So that's where the customers are, where the contractors that are having a lot of success are. They're doing this brochure and they're doing it on the new installations. So the brochure, you can print out as many as you want. You can, if you're using a printing company, they can print it out on fancier paper or however you want to do it. But it's a nice resource, and it's no cost. It's right there. You saw how to get to it. So something you can use. So back to our page here. The rest of it, there are showroom displays we can get. Marketing, your education central, everything we pretty much covered. The last thing that really, though, that is really helpful is this 800 number at the bottom connects you to the Sensi team. And where the Sensi team really shines, and I was mentioning it earlier, is they are great at IT. All the contractors get these wired in, no problem. If there ever is a hiccup, it's always on the IT part, to getting it connected to the router. You may run into a homeowner that has some ancient router that takes some kind of weird code to get going. These guys know all of that, so don't stand there and spend an hour trying to figure this out. If you can't get it to connect to the internet, call the number. There's a whole team. They're sitting there ready to go. They're great, and it really goes smoothly. So that number is very beneficial, and you can see the hours are pretty generous. 7 to 8 Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday 8 to 6. So that accommodates most of that, and that team continues to grow as we sell more and more Sensis. They add more and more people to that team. So that page there is going to be one of the best resources you can use. So with that, I'm going to show you the application. So if you have the application downloaded already, you can pull it up already, but we're going to use mine, which this is connected to my home here. Make a quick adjustment here, because we're tilted sideways. So as you can see, my home right now is set to 70 degrees. It's 71, so it's not heating. If we turn this to heat, which would simply be the arrow up button, you're going to see in a moment this screen's going to turn red, which it's doing right now. So I'm now in a heating cycle. When it satisfies, it's going to turn back to gray. So it'll satisfy here in a moment. And when you're cooling, it does turn blue in cooling. On the upper right side, you'll see the temperature. So we had a 58 degree high, 48 degree low. It's currently 53 degrees in the booming metropolis of Van Buren. So your heat cool off is over here on the side. Your fan auto is down on the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this back down so I don't forget. And we're gonna go to you can see the 3 lines on the left-hand side. That's the button, so we'll go back to that. And you can see too, the screen's turned back to gray, so because I turned it back down, so the temperature's satisfied. So I have one thermostat connected to my account. It's my home, so it's just labeled house west side. So if we had multiple thermostats connected to this, you could label them as many as you'd want, and it just displays them right in a row, and you would just scroll through them. Whichever one you tap is the one you're working on. So just remember, if you have multiple thermostats and you can't get it to do what you're wanting, most likely you're tapped on the wrong thermostat. So just make sure you tap the right thermostat on what you want to make the changes on. So on the schedule, I don't run a schedule, but if you wanted to, you could turn it on. You could go to the edit schedule. Here's how you edit the schedule. You could pick multiple days, and it's very simple, tab driven, and you can trash whichever ones you don't want. I don't run a schedule, so I'm going to turn it back off, and we're going to go to the settings section. On the settings, this is where you can rename. If I wanted to rename it, if I wanted to put my address in here, I could do. If I wanted to change my time zone, I can do all that there. My thermostat information, you're not really going to get into this a whole lot, but if you do run into a problem on the connecting, this would be the page that, if you call that 888 number, they're going to be making sure that you're running on the latest version. They're going to want your MAC address, things like that, because they're going to figure out why you're not connected. So this will be the page you want to go to for that. Your thermostat display. This is where you can make your adjustments in Fahrenheit or Celsius. I use Fahrenheit. You can display humidity or not display humidity, whichever you prefer. You can display time, which I have mine on. You can turn your backlight on and off. You can run a continuous backlight. You'd only want to do that if you do have a common connected. I do have a common connected. Personally, I don't ever go to my thermostat anymore. I use my app, so I turn the light off because it's just more of a distraction than anything. I'll adjust my temperature if I'm sitting in my office. If I want to turn it up, turn it down, I just do it from the phone. I don't get up and ever go to the thermostat anymore. So you'd be amazed at how little you look at your thermostat once you're Wi-Fi connected. So that's your display. Your advanced settings, which you can see here, the top one is AC protection. That's a time delay that's built in, so if it turns off, like mine being a heat pump, I'm now on the AC protection because I turned it back off, so it'll be a few minutes before you can turn the heat or the cooling back on. You do have, this is where your keypad lockout is. I don't know if you remember from earlier, we were talking about the keypad lockout. So if you do turn the keypad lockout on your app, you're now going to see in that upper left-hand corner, you'll see that lock. So your app is on there. The lock will be on the screen of the thermostat now too. So it'd be locked out. I want to turn that back off. I do not want mine locked out. You can do a temperature offset. I'm not using a temperature offset. I'm perfectly happy with how it reads, but if you do think it's reading too warm or too cool, you can adjust it. I can't remember how many you can go. 5. You can go to 5. So that's something you can use there. On your heat cycle rates, cool cycle rates, and auxiliary cycle rate, you can change this to a low, medium, high. You can see we tell you what it is. A faster cycle rate means tighter temperature control in both heating and cooling. It also means your equipment will turn on and off more. If you're using radiant heat, we tell you to use a slow cycle rate because we're trying to give you longer run times. My system's a heat pump, so I have the boost on. Basically, the boost is just if I want to raise the temperature more than 3 degrees, it will bring the resistance heat on right out of the gate. So I do have it on. I don't really use I don't use a schedule as you saw, so it's kind of irrelevant and doesn't really ever get used. But if I was away on vacation and I had it set back and I wanted to bring it back up, it'll bring it back up to temperature quicker. So here's my account. You can see your account info. That's where your email's at, your password's at, email preferences are there. And we're going to skip ahead just 1 second, then I'll show you how to install this thermostat. But on the contractor section, we're going to skip down to the contractor section. And I don't think, are any of you guys aren't registered at this point. So I'm going to use one that I know that is registered, just so you can see what it looks like. So when you put this phone number in, we'll tap done. We've got a contractor out of Fort Wayne. Logo's entered. The phone number's entered. The address and name of the company is entered. What will happen is once you're registered, once you're at sensiregistration.com and you have your information saved and approved, you can just put your number in. Now here's a little trick. I put this number in, and this is the part that everybody always forgets. They always want to go back to the menu button because they see this. But I don't know if you notice in that upper right hand corner where it says save, if you do not tap save, then you have not saved yourself as a contractor. So if you go back to the menu, it just goes back to blank. So push the save button. It's something that'd be kind of cool if you push the menu button if it said, are you sure you don't want to save it? I think that's something they're considering adding, but they haven't done it yet. So I'm reminding you, everybody that's watching, push the save button. So I'm going to go back into the contractor setup, and I'm going to remove a contractor. We'll just go back to blank on mine, so we'll remove that. And now we're going to go back to the menu button, and we're going to go back to the install thermostat. So on the install thermostat, this is very, very basic. We're gonna show you a video. It's a couple minutes here. And then we're going to install and connect a new thermostat, and that'll pretty well wrap things up except for the Q&A. So we're going to start with this video. So I'm going to push here. We'll watch this. And it's off and going. Switch this back over. Oh, that made it worse.
In addition to these items, you'll need an Android or iOS smartphone with the Sensi app installed, small and medium tipped Phillips screwdrivers, and in some cases, a wire cutter. To get started, open the Sensi mobile app on your smartphone and follow the prompts to create an account. Once your account has been created, select Install New Thermostat on Wall and connect to Wi-Fi for your step-by-step directions. To begin, turn off your heating and cooling equipment. Next, remove your existing thermostat from its base. With the base and wires visible, use your smartphone to take a photo of the existing wire configuration. If you see a jumper wire, remove and discard it before the next step. On the base of your existing thermostat, you'll notice that each wire corresponds with a letter. Record the existing wires by selecting the corresponding letter for each wire on the Sensi mobile app. When you're finished, you have selected a valid configuration will display on your phone. Next, you'll be asked to identify your furnace type. Select either gas, electric, or boiler radiant. Now you're ready to mark your wires using the provided wire label stickers. Once all of the wires have been labeled, you can disconnect the wires and remove your old thermostat base from the wall. Then, mount your new Sensi thermostat base to the wall using the screws provided and the built-in bubble level. Next, connect the wires to your Sensi thermostat base. Match each labeled wire to the corresponding terminal and slide it into the hole on the side of the terminal. To tighten the wire in place, use the small screwdriver. Finally, remove the power saving tag from the AA batteries on the thermostat and snap the thermostat onto the base. Now that your new thermostat is installed, you need to connect it to your home Wi-Fi. To connect, first press the menu button on the face of the thermostat. The word Connect should appear on the lower left corner of the thermostat screen. Press the button below the word Connect to continue. To finish, follow the step-by-step instructions in the Sensi app. You'll need your security card as well as your home Wi-Fi network name and password to get wirelessly connected. That's it. In just minutes, you'll be able to enjoy easy and convenient control of your home comfort using your Sensi Wi-Fi programmable thermostat. Still need some help? Our dedicated and highly trained support team is available 7 days a week to help you get connected and in control of your home comfort.
Just have the one Wi-Fi step.
Correct at this point. Sensi is an entire brand for Emerson, so you're going to see additional connected product, but this was the first one brought to market, and it's because there was a hole in the marketplace there. But you'll see more. You'll be seeing more connected product, but and it'll be stuff with more features. So sometimes people want a few more features, and they're coming. But this covers the bulk of what's out there. So we're going to click done on our video. And as you probably noticed, that phone number that's on the bottom of that page was shown on the video. This way you don't have to watch the video to get it. So really, we're going to just go through the same thing they did on the video. And when you install and connect your Sensi, I mentioned this earlier, but again, this application's designed for the most entry-level installer. So if you're a more advanced installer, all this stuff is going to seem really basic to you until you get to the Wi-Fi setup part. But as you're going to see, the very first thing it tells you to do is to turn off your power. And if you remember on the video, they show you where the switch is at. So turn off the power. You have the pop-up where we tell you do not remove your wires yet, because we're going to ask you to label them. So we're removing the faceplate. Take a photo of the wiring. We're telling you to use your phone to take a photo so you don't forget. Throw away any jumpers. And now this is where you would select your wiring, whatever you have. So if you've got an RWIG, that's going to be good. You could have a common where green means you're good. So you can go on. If you've got a gas system, we could do straight electric, but we'll use gas for this. Tap your next, and another pop-up, because we're telling you to be careful because we don't want you to mislabel something. So you're going to label your wire, so we'll click OK there. We're telling you to label what you have, and remember, we give you the labels. So I don't know if you remember this at the beginning, but they're just little sticky backed labels. So we're telling you to label your wires. Now you can disconnect the wires after they're labeled, remove the base, install the new thermostat base. You're simply going to just screw it onto the wall. And now we even give you a picture of where the new wires go, your labeled wires, and where they're going to land on the new thermostat. So you'll connect those. You're going to remove your battery tag, attach the faceplate, and now is the part where most people would be interested in. So this is where you're going to connect to the Wi-Fi, which you probably saw in the video, but you are going to push the menu button, which you've got one too if you want. You just simply push the menu button, and then you push the connect button. Both you should have gotten little Wi-Fi broadcast up. You got yours on there. Yep. So at this point, what you will do after you push connect is this is where you need your security code. So you're going to actually exit the Sensi app, go to your settings on the phone that you're connecting this on, and when you go to your Wi-Fi is going to sense this. This is broadcasting a signal right now, a Wi-Fi signal. Your phone's going to pick that up. You will tap it. It'll say Sensi. You will tap that, and then you put this code in that's on the black label. If you remember, if this black label gets lost, it's simply on the back of the thermostat. We're just trying to save you a step with this. So that's your password, and then you're going to connect to the network. And this is as far as I can go because we're not actually connecting the thermostat. But the next step it's going to be when you return, you're going to have to enter your Wi-Fi password for the network you're connecting. So that's where I was telling you, if you have that on the front side, you're saving time. So, and that's it. Then you're connected. You're Wi-Fi connected on that app. That simple.
Does this have automatic changeover capabilities? I
That-
didn't see that one on the water.
That is a good question. Let's double check. I do not know. Let's exit out of here. Can I select auto changeover? Yeah, it does have auto, so we would just simply push the auto.
That is done there,
Mm-hmm. Yep. So if you want auto changeover,
That's not the fan, that's,
correct, because the fan's on the other side. Yes, the fan's on this side, so you can do fan auto, fan off, but in this case, this would be your auto changeover. So, and I have an auxiliary because, again, I have a heat pump with electric heat. So when we go back, we've covered everything on here. You can leave feedback. You can contact the help center off the app. It is better to just use that phone number because you're going to get somebody right away, and then you can log it out if you didn't want to use it anymore. And that's the entire installation process and a little bit of what it's about. So let's see if anybody has any questions. Got her covered. It's really simple. Like I said, you guys, I mean, as far as installing the thermostat, for you guys, that is an absolute piece of cake. For connecting it to the Wi-Fi, it's actually very, very simple. The only time that I've seen anybody have any trouble is if you go to a house and they've got some really old antique router. Sometimes they are a little bit of a pain to connect, and that's why I told you just call the number because they know the code to put in. They'll just tell you how to do it, and you're connected. So there's no point in you trying to fight an old router when these guys are experts at it. And the app, easy to use. Most homeowners prefer figuring the app out on their own, where a traditional thermostat, I've noticed people want you to show how to do the, how it all works and how to do the programming, but when it's an app on their phone, they want to figure it out themselves. They want to sit on their couch or chair or whatever and mess around with it. So it's actually saves you a little time in that regard. And that's all I have, unless you guys have anything. Maybe somebody from Jackson, maybe.
All right, Brian, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
For those of you who came in, those of you who joined us online, thank you for joining us. As you may have seen on our schedule, this is the last contractor training session we have scheduled for a while. We'll give you a break over the holiday season, but keep a lookout for more trainings to come. And if you have something that you'd like to be trained on that we haven't covered, or some other brand that we sell that you're interested in, or any of our products or zoning products or thermostats, please talk to your account manager. They'll let us know. We'll get something put together and put on the training schedule. We're pretty flexible, so if there's a training you'd like to see that you haven't seen yet, let us know. We'll do it. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you for watching this training video brought to you by Jackson Systems. For more information about Jackson Systems and our products, services, and training options, call us at 888-652-9663 or visit us online at www.jacksonsystems.com. Jackson Systems. Controls done right.